everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun one for you because I am building the most fun budget commander that no one is playing right now. I'm talking about, well, a commander that is often forgotten these days. A commander that has, less than 2,000 decks to its name, which is absolutely nothing compared to the top dogs out there, and it is well over the 1,000th most popular commander out there right now. I'm talking about Titania, Nature's Force. I'm here to tell you that this is a powerhouse commander that was just forgotten, left for dead, and it should not be. A 6/6 elemental for 6 mana in green. You can play Forest from your graveyard. Already amazing with that kind of an effect. On top of that, though, whenever a forest you control enters, create a 5/3 green elemental creature token. On top of that, whenever an elemental you control dies, you may mill 3 cards. All of these are so juicy, so powerful. These effects are absolutely amazing, and literally just play a land. Again, yes, a forest specifically, but here's the thing. Nearly all of our lands in this deck are forests, which is amazing and great and so good for a budget. Speaking of budget, $18.72 according to Moxfield for this entire build. Yeah, basically though, play a forest. Oh, cool. Get an elemental, a 5/3, a heavy hitter right then and there. And of course, we've got ways to pump those as well. Oh, and also, by the way, if you ramp, okay, yeah, more creatures in play. Oh, by the way, when those elementals die, oh, okay, yeah, mill 3 cards. Be able to fill up your graveyard. Utilize those cards, again, if they are forests, to bring back from your graveyard to the battlefield. You don't even have to waste those lands in your hand. In fact, we've got other ways to get those lands out of your hand and onto the battlefield as well. It is such a good commander, one that can absolutely dominate the board again, even on the smallest of budgets. Again, I put this deck together with a challenge of every single card on Scryfall, 50 cents or less outside the commander, which is just barely outside of that margin, obviously. But being able to just build a deck around this one where you can do so many powerful things, it is so much fun. Take over the game. Let's jump into the tactics. And I probably should have actually reminded you that the deck list is in the description below. So make sure you check that out as well, of course, if you are interested in this deck. But of course, first up, when it comes to ramping, yeah, getting one basic into play tapped is amazing with Rampant Growth. Very simple, very effective. I mean, ramp is ramp pretty recent. It's named after this card. Cost 2. Get one basic into play tapped. So go get that forest. And all of a sudden you just paid 2 mana to ramp, get ahead of your opponents. And if your commander's in play, hey, also make a 5/3. Glimpse the Core, basically the exact same thing. 2 mana, sorcery, go get a basic forest, put on battlefield tap, then shuffle. Cool. Cultivate, this one technically gets you 2 lands, but only 1 into play directly, so I am counting it as a ramp 1. Get 2 basics, both in forest, and then one of them, well, goes into play tap, the other goes in your hand for a, landfall trigger later, essentially. Far Wanderings, go get 1 basic land on the play tap, then shuffle your library. But if you've got Threshold, and again, very easy to get Threshold with this commander, because, again, of all that milling, instead search your library for 3 land cards, put them all into play tap, then shuffle. I mean, this kind of a play for 3 mana is you ramp 3 lands if your commander is in play. Hey, by the way, you've got 15 power across 3 bodies. Lovely. Grow from the Ashes, very flexible, cost 3, get 1 basic into play untapped, or 2 into play tapped, or untapped if I should say, if you kicked it, so get some of that mana back and get extra bodies in play. This is Pilgrimage, another great one. Go get 2 basic forests, 1 goes into play tap, 1 goes into your hand, kind of like a Cultivate essentially. That being said, Spell Mastery, 2 or more instant sorcery cards in your graveyard, you get 3 of those forests instead of 2. And finally, Search for Tomorrow, a great turn 1 play, spend 2 for a single green mana. Hey, go get a basic land, put in the play untapped, then shuffle. Next up, though, we've got some creatures that can help us out, starting with Llanowar Scout. And I kind of alluded to this earlier. A 1/3 Elf Scout for 2 mana. Tap and put a land card from your hand right on the battlefield. This is a repeat resource for us, which is absolutely insane and can be used in so many cool ways. First of all, again, when we are playing our lands, again, with our land drops, if we have forests in our graveyard, utilize those as your land drops. So then you can utilize something like this to utilize the forest out of your hand to just directly put them into play and again, the most opportune moment. Again, an opponent might be like, I'm going to attack you because it looks like you're open. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, tap my Llanowar Scout, forest from my hand into play. I make a 5/3 elemental. Ha! Block. Bye-bye. Poo-Poo UFO, a 0/4 Consort Alien Flying. Again, exact same thing. Tap, put a land card from your hand on the battlefield. You can also say, until end turn, this creature's base power becomes the number of towns you control. We're just going to ignore that. We just care about the land. So do keep that in mind. Secure Tribe Elder, sacrifice to get a basic into play, tap, then shuffle. Basically, Rampant Growth on a body. Scaled Herbalist basically does the exact same thing as that first creature we talked about. Cliff Top Lookout, though, a 1/2 Frog Scout with Reach. enters, reveal card to the top of your library with a land card. That card on the battlefield, tap the rest of your library in random order. Again, having these creature resources can be huge for us. Again, they're nice little additional blockers for us too, but also, hey, get those lands, keep ramping, get things out early, and of course, make more elementals when our commander is in play. So we're also running Farhaven Elf, enter the battlefield, go get that basic and a play, tap then shuffle. Springbloom Druid really helps us out. ETB, sacrifice 1 land, get 2 basics into play, tap, basically roiling regrowth on a body, absolutely amazing. And again, when our commander's in play, that is 2 elementals are making 10 power across 2 bodies. Topiary Stomper, so much fun. 4/4 Vigilant Plant Dinosaur, because that's a thing. Enters the battlefield, search library for a basic land card, battlefield tap, then shuffle. Oh, and it can't attack or block because you control 7 or lands. I mean, that's going to happen so early. We've got so much ramp with this deck. It's going to be very easy for us to go, oh yeah, like turn 4. Hey, by the way, Topiary Stomper, start swinging. Wood Elves, 1/1 Elf Scout for a 3-mana. ETBs, go get a forest into play, untapped, lovely, then shuffle. And finally, Beanstalk Giant, so much fun. Star, power and toughness, each equal number of lands you control for 7 mana. Yeah, this can be a massive heavy hitter for us. But of course, on top of that, hey, you know what? Sorcery Adventure, pay that 3 mana, get a basic into play on the battlefield, and then shuffle your library. Next up, now you might think we've got to be done with ramp, right? Oh, no, definitely not. We are nowhere near done yet. Extra is this tactic. We're going to be getting extra lands into play. Colony Herd Expedition can really help us out with that. Land enters battlefield, you get a quest counter on it. Cool. Once you get 3 of those, remove those, sacrifice this, go get 2 basics into play, tapped again. This is 2 mana to make 2 elementals for, well, 10 power across 2 bodies. Amazing. Circuitous are out. Basically, again, this is going to be an explosive vegetation, and we've got a lot of these in the deck. 4 mana, 2 lands into play, tapped. A great way to ramp us very quickly, essentially. And also, of course, again, lots of elemental power. So also, Explosive Vegetation does the exact same thing, basically. Invasion of Zendikar does the exact same thing. But it is a siege, and if we take it out, flips over into a 4/4 with Vigilance and Haste. It's also an elemental. Do keep that in mind for if it dies. On top of that, hey, yeah, I can tap for 1 mana of any color. Migration Path, again, basically Explosive Vegetation, but you can cycle it away. Ranger's Path, Explosive Vegetation, but for forests only, but for this deck, that's what it is. Reach the Horizon, yeah, 2 basic lands or towns, ignore the towns. Basically just Explosive Vegetation. Fastwood Search, Explosive Vegetation, but also kick it and you can pump your team. This is absolutely amazing, actually, late game. Pay an extra 4, and all of a sudden, hey, 2 counters on all of our creatures. Now our elementals are 7/5s. Yes, please. And yeah, 8 mana is absolutely nothing for us to pay with this kind of a deck. Viewpoint Synchronization, 5 mana, or you can free run it for 3. Go get 3 basic lands, 2 on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Nissa's Renewal, 6 mana, go get 3 basics, all of them on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library, and you also gain 7 life. A nice little way to pad your life total while also just getting way ahead of your opponents with 15 power across 3 bodies. Next up, my Sacrifice. Yeah, sacrificing our lands can actually be a very good thing with this commander, and we actually have a land that can help us out with that. Dust Bowl. Tap for a colors, pay 3 tap, sacrifice a land, destroy target non-basic land. This is a great way to remove our opponents' best lands out there, including, again, like they've got, oh, I got my $500. Okay, 500's way too low. I mean, that's like the gold version, but okay. I got my $1,000 Gaia's Cradle. And you're like, yeah, I've got this 43-cent card that says goodbye. Destroying those basic lands is great, but also getting our forests into our graveyard means that we can keep replaying them and make sure we hit our land drops to make more elementals. Do keep that in mind. Edge bottom, the downside becomes an upside in a way. 2 mana in total, basically a rampant growth if we've got 4 or fewer lands. That being said, if we've got more than that, we can cycle this away by sacrificing a land, which again is upside. Sustenance, such a funny card for this deck though, but it's very effective. Enchantment for 2 mana, pay 1, sacrifice a land, pump a creature, +1/+1 to a creature. It's gonna be a great finisher for us, but also again, literally just a way to go, okay, I don't have any forests in my graveyard, I don't have any forests in my hand. What am I going to do to hit my land drop? Yeah, just pay 1 with the forest, sacrifice it, pump a creature temporarily, and then play that forest out of your graveyard. It is a great way to ensure that we hit our land drops, essentially, and that we are getting all the landfall triggers we could ever want. Cycle Renewal, sacrifice 1 land, get 2 basics, into play tap, then shuffle. Literally the exact same thing as Roiling Regrowth, except it's not a lesson. It's the exact same thing for this deck's purposes. Harrow, exact same thing, but even better. We are getting those into play untapped so you can utilize that mana right away. Next up, let's talk about some Value Town cards. First up, Brawn, a 3/3 incarnation with trample for 4 mana. And if it was just that, that'd be pretty hot garbage. No offense, Braun. But hey, as long as it's in your graveyard and you control a forest, creatures you control have trample. Yeah, we've got so many forests in this deck, our head's going to spin with them. But essentially, again, with this one, hey, you either get it in play, it gets taken out, and all of a sudden, all your creatures have trample. Or again, with your commander, it's like, oh, an elemental died. Oh, I milled. Oh, Braun's there in my graveyard now. Thank you. Being able to get damage to your creatures is huge. Elfsworn Giant, very simple, very effective, 5/3 with reach. Land enters the battlefield, you make a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. Being able to just flood the board with these can be so nice. Just again, extra tokens in play to dominate. And then we've got the engineering card, yeah, enchantment for 5 mana. Land you control enters, you make a 2/2 robot artifact creature token. You can also warp it in if you need to, but yeah, again, mana is never going to be an issue with this deck. And you're just like, okay, cool. Yeah, stay in play, make a bunch of robots. Spore Mound, make a bunch of saplings. Again, landfall, basically 1/1 saplings. Eudora, oh my goodness, so much value with this one. A 5/5 Truefolk Druid for 5 mana in total. Another non-token creature control dies. You can bring it back to the battlefield face down under its own control as a forest. That is absolutely amazing again. So basically, if any of our creatures die again, think about all those, mana dork kind of cards that we had earlier. Like, oh, okay, go get land, that kind of stuff as well. If those just die, it's like, oh, extra ramp for us again. They basically just, again, turn into a land. And also we get a trigger. We get a trigger, essentially, again, on that forest coming into play for our commander, making another elemental. It's absolutely amazing. Rampaging Bala, speaking amazing. Landfall, make a 4/4. So again, literally, just think about this. Again, you play a simple rampant growth for 2 mana. Your commander's in play. This is in play. You are getting 9 power across 2 bodies just for a land coming into play. Absolutely incredible. Bender's Zendikar, speaking of incredible. ETBs, make a 0/1 plant for each land you control. That can very easily be double digits, if not even more. I mean, okay, not like 100, but anyways, like 20. You can get up there really easily. On top of that, landfall, land control enters. Get a counter on each plant creature you control. That can grow very, very quickly. Speaking of growing, well, next up, pump it up. We've got a lot of ways to bump our entire team. Gaia's Anthem, very simple, very effective, 3 mana. Creature control +1/+1. Again, our elementals now are 6/4s instead of 5/3s, and every little bit counts. Hall of Triumph, very simple actually as well. Enters the battlefield, choose a color. Creature control, the chosen color, get +1/+1. Basically, again, exact same thing as one of our anthems. Muragondra Petroglyph, so much fun. Enchantment, creatures with no abilities get +2/+2. All of our token creatures, including elementals, now all of a sudden are much larger again. Our elementals are, well, 7/5s at this point, and much more threatening, even though they're already threatening to start. Speaking of which, Thunderfoot Baloth, a 5/5 with trample for 6 mana. We control our commander, it gets +2/+2, and other creatures we control get +2/+2 and trample again. Our elementals now are going to be 7/5s with trample, getting damage through. So much fun though. Glacier Godmaw, 6/6 trampling Leviathan for 7 mana. Gotta love green Leviathans. Enters, create a lander token. Again, that can actually help us ramp too. Do keep that in mind and get landfall triggers. Whenever a land you control enters, creature control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance and haste until end of turn. Again, hastily swing with creatures, which is amazing. But on top of that, give them vigilance, let them stay back, and pump them too. This can be a great kind of alpha strike play where it's like, okay, save up a bunch of ramp, play it all at the same time, essentially, make a ton of elementals out of nowhere, and swing and win. Next up, though, let's talk about some ways to dig down into our deck. First up, explore. Play to land this turn if you want to. Awesome. Yes, I will. Thank you. And draw a card. Yeah, it's a good way to dig down while also going, oh, extra land out of my graveyard or out of my hand. Thank you very much. Season of Growth. Creature control enters the battlefield. Yeah, hey, scry 1. It doesn't specify non-token, so keep that in mind. Anytime you play a land, anytime you play one of those forests, it's like, okay, make an elemental. Scry 1. Do I like that card? No, I don't. Okay, put that down. It's a great way to get some good card selection. Augur of Autumn. I almost said Autumn of Augur. That works too. A 2/3 human druid for 3 mana. Look at the top card of your library anytime. Play lands to the top of your library. So now again, literally, we've got all the options in the world. We can play our lands out of our graveyard, out of our hand, or on the top of our library too. As long as you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, you may cast creature spells to the top of your library. Yeah, very easy for us to meet that requirement, and we've got a lot of creatures we can cast off the top there as well. So much additional card advantage out of this one. Basically turn the top of our library into a second hand. Garrick's Uprising, so good. Enters if you control a creature power 4 or greater, draw a card. Very easy for us to meet that requirement, obviously. Creature control of trample, again, a great way to get damage through. And obviously, here we go! Whenever a creature control of power 4 or greater enters, draw a card. Basically, build your own Tatiova, because now all of a sudden we're like, okay, yeah. Play a forest, make it elemental. Oh, draw a card. Oh, do it again, and again, and again. So much fun. Tireless Tracker, though, another great one. 3/2 Human Scout, landfall. Land you control enters, investigate. Yeah, so be able to make a bunch of clues. And yeah, obviously we've got the mana to actually sacrifice those to draw cards. And when we do, we get a counter on this creature, so it can become a big threat as well. Harmonize, pay 4, draw 3. Very simple, very effective. Seer Sundial also costs 4. A landfall, land enters. You may pay 2 if you do draw a card. Again, mana is not going to be an issue for us. We can actually draw a ton of cards with something like this. Garrick's Pack Leader, yet another great way to just draw cards for free. 4/4 beast for 5 mana. Creature power of 3 or greater enters under your control. Draw a card. Again, we got so many ways to make so many tokens. Draw a bunch of cards with this. Keeper of Fables, 4/5 cat. Whenever one or more non-human creatures you control deal combination with player, draw a card. Again, swing with your creatures at your opponents. Basically, draw 3 cards in a turn with this just by hitting with your elementals. Finally, Lifestream's Blessing. Draw X cards execute greatest power by creatures you controlled as you cast a spell. If it was cast from exile, you gain twice X life. You can foretell it as well. Here's the thing about this one. Yeah, we're able to just draw a good amount of cards at instant speed out of nowhere with it. Again, could be 5 based on one of our elementals. Could be even more just depending, again, if we have extra pump effects in play too. And finally, let's talk about breaking stuff. And, throwing a wrench to our opponent's plans. Insidious Fungus, very flexible. Pay 2, sacrifice it, choose 1, draw artifact or enchantment, or draw a card and get a land from our hand right on the battlefield. So yeah, again, either ramp 2, that can be great. Pest Infestation, destroy up to X target artifacts and our enchantments. Again, X mana, we got so much mana, we can just dump into this. Create twice as many pests that when they die, we gain life. Lovely. Moving on, Nature's Claim, a single green mana, destroy target artifact or enchantment, give them 4 life. Yeah, 4 life is absolutely nothing in Commander. Very worth it for this card. Broken Bond, again, more ramp for us too. Turn artifact or enchantment, also get a land card from your hand on the battlefield. How feel bad does that feel when your opponent's like, I've got my Smothering Tithe, and you're like, okay, destroy it for 2 mana. Also, I get a 5/3. Yay, good for me. Next up, Heritage Reclamation. Instant speed for artifact or enchantment, or exile to 1 target card from a graveyard to draw a card. Again, this basically cycles itself, which is nice if you need to, and gets rid of something that you don't want. Neverall's Disc. Again, a good panic button for us. Enters battlefield tap. Pay 1 tap to draw artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Bane of Progress, throw things that we don't like. Enters the battlefield, destroy artifacts and enchantments, and this thing becomes absolutely massive. A counter on it for every single thing destroyed. And then we've got Nasty Terastodon, a 9/9 elephant for 8 mana. Enters the battlefield, destroy up to 3 target non-creature permanents. For each creature permanent, destroy this way. And then a graveyard, they get a 3/3 elephant. Yeah, here's your little elephants. I've got giant elementals, a bunch of anthem effects in play, and a 9/9 elephant. I'm completely fine with that. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.